Hello, and welcome to Quiz Coconut's Quickfire Quiz Pod with me, James Cutler. In 2014, I launched Quiz Coconut, and we've since hosted over 2,000 pub quiz nights. Each episode, I pick 10 of our best questions so you can improve your general knowledge, boost your brain power, and learn some useful and useless facts. Answers will be revealed at the end of the episode, and there's one rule: don't use Google.
Use your coconut!
Welcome back, quizzers. Another episode for you, another 10 questions and another 15 points. We've got a variety of stuff to get through. Let's get started. Question 1. What was a Snickers bar called before it was called a Snickers bar? Number 2. Do you wash your fruit before you eat it? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But which fruit should you definitely wash because it's the most likely to be covered with pesticides? Number 3 is movies. I will give you the names of 3 movies. Just tell me which actor or actress was in all 3. Oppenheimer, Air Force One, and Kung Fu Panda 2. Oppenheimer, Air Force One, and Kung Fu Panda 2. Who was in all 3? Number 4. Which innovation was first introduced to a supermarket in Oklahoma in 1937? Number 5 is a 2-point question about traded commodities. So we're thinking gold, silver, spices, that sort of thing. So I want you to name for a point each the most traded consumable commodity and the most traded non-consumable commodity. And we're talking consuming as in you put it in your mouth. As always, pause the pod if you need more time with any of these questions. Number 6 is a 2-point question about the Premier League. This is an interesting statistic from casino.org, and they looked at the top 100 posts and subreddits for all 20 Premier League teams. Then they measured the amount of expletives, and they found that 2 teams made up almost 30% of all of the expletives in total. So which 2 teams have the rudest fans? Number 7 is a 3-point question about international dialing codes. I will give you the dialing codes, just tell me the countries for a point each. Your 3 dialing codes are +31, +61, and +91. +31, +61, +91. Name the 3 countries for a point each. Number 8, the epic piece of music Nessun Dorma, famously sung by Pavarotti and others. Who is it by, and which opera does it come from? We have 2 questions left. Predictably, 9 is next. Which bank keeps its deposits at minus 196 degrees? And finally, number 10, if you're one of our American listeners and thinking, I don't know anything about Premier League football, this question's for you. I'm going to give you 4 American events, and I'd like you to put them in chronological order, from the earliest to the most recent. They are President Obama getting elected, Hurricane Katrina, the iPhone being released, and the death of Michael Jackson. So those 4 things again: Obama, Katrina, iPhone and Jackson. Put them in order from the earliest to the most recent. Pause the pod if you need more time, or leave it playing for today's bad joke.
This is today's bad joke.
I went to the doctor and I said, "Doctor, I've got genetic diarrhea." The doctor said, "Well, diarrhea's not genetic." I said, "Well, I don't know, it's in my genes."
That was today's bad joke.
God, they're getting worse, aren't they? Yes, but you're still here. Here we go with the answers, folks. There are 15 points available. Let's see how you do. The first one: a Snickers bar used to be called a marathon bar. Well, that was at least 20 years ago. Number 2, an apple is most likely to have pesticides on it. Number 3, Gary Oldman was in those 3 movies. Number 4, in 1937 in Oklahoma, a trolley or a cart was first used. Number 5, the most traded non-consumable commodity is oil, specifically Brent crude oil. And the most traded consumable commodity is coffee. Number 6, the rudest Premier League teams. Well, unsurprisingly, 15% of all of the expletives belong to Liverpool fans, followed by Newcastle with 13%. This was a few years ago, and I'm happy to report that Watford was right down the other end of the table, both in swearing and in football. Number 8, your international dialing codes for 1 point each. Plus 3-1 is the Netherlands. Plus 6-1 is Australia. And plus 9-1 is India. Netherlands, Australia, India, 1 point each. Nessun Dorma was composed by Puccini for 1 point from the opera Turandot. Now, I always thought it was Turandot, but in fact it's Turandot because it's an Arabic word used in Italian, and in fact only in French you wouldn't pronounce the T. There we go. On to number 9. Which bank keeps its deposits at minus 196 degrees? That's a sperm bank. And finally, number 10, put these events in order. So 2005 was Hurricane Katrina. 2007 was the iPhone being released. 2008, Obama. And then 2009 was Michael Jackson. So Katrina, iPhone, Obama, Jackson, for 1 point for getting the order correct. So there's some banging knowledge in there today. How did you do? Get in touch with the show. We'd love to hear from you and send us your scores. We will see you either way next week. Bye! If you enjoyed today's quiz, why not book us for your next event? We host corporate events in the UK and Canada and virtual events all over the world. And don't forget to subscribe to the Quiz Pod so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next week. Quiz Coconut, nuts about trivia.